Hello everyone, welcome back to all of you in the Smelly Army. So today it's one of my quick, impromptu, unedited unboxing videos which I bring you from time to time to let me get a bit of extra content out there for you which doesn't take me quite so much effort to produce, but hopefully they'll still be entertaining and interesting. So a package has arrived to me and I'm very excited to share with you my first experiences of this one. So I won't say what's in here yet, but all will be revealed in a minute. I've got some scissors doing my unboxing in a slightly primitive way. Let's see if we can get into the package. It is a fragrance, of course. So, yeah, it's from a niche company who very kindly sent me a bottle to check out. And the company actually is, well, it's from Rasei Fort, the man behind Fort and Manly. So maybe you can guess which fragrance I've asked him. I reached out to him and asked if he would like to send me something for my channel. And very kindly, he agreed. And what we have is this one. Ta-da! Okay, this is Kolonya from Rasei Fort. So this collection, or this fragrance, is in something just called the Rasei Fort collection, of which I guess there will be some more eventually. So it's slightly different to the normal Fort and Manly stuff. The one that I really love and have from them already is Bojnikov, which is absolutely excellent. And this one is Kolonya. So Kolonya comes in a rather lovely rosewood, I think it's supposed to be handcrafted, this lovely container. And let's have a look at the actual fragrance bottle inside. That's the important thing after all. So here it is, very, very simple in design. It's a 60ml bottle. It's called Kolonya. And just to tell you a little bit more about this one, the price for that 60ml is $145 on the company's website, which I will link to. Now this one has caused a bit of a stir because it got a 5-star rating from Luca Turin in his Perfumes the Guide blog. He described it as bergamot and iris. The story behind the fragrance then is Rasei Fort, the perfumer there at Fort and Manly, was inspired by memories of his grandfather, he's of Turkish origin, so it was memories of his grandfather and some lemons and jasmine trees that they used to walk alongside in his childhood, and also that mixed with the fragrance of his grandfather's cologne. He decided to create this sort of emotional tribute, I guess, to his childhood in the form of a fragrance. Now the note listing, I've written them down and I've just realised it's ridiculous to try and list them because there's so many notes listed that it's incredible. I have no idea really how it's going to smell because the reviews have described it as being very complex and having a real ton of stuff going on. There will be some citrus, I think, in the opening, but it's going to be more than just a citrusy cologne. It's a splash and it's just a bottle like this. So in order to apply it, I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand like that and see how that goes. I don't want to waste any. I would probably want to decant that. So I'm just rubbing my hands together and seeing what we've got. So, wow. First impression then. And it will be very much a very brief first impression. We shouldn't read too much into this. So there's definitely citrus, and I agree with other reviewers who've said that there's quite a significant feeling of iris in the fragrance. Now apparently iris is not actually listed as a note, but I do get the impression of a bit of an iris feel in there with this one. It's very, very green and verdant smelling to me, and there's something a little bit leathery in there as well, so it reminds me a little bit of some old school classics in some ways. It's very, very green and bright, but it's immediately not a typical citrus cologne type fragrance. There's quite a lot of depth and leatheriness in here as well, and the oak moss and that kind of stuff playing a part in giving it maybe a kind of a fougere vibe to me. So very, very rich, very nice opening, definitely some iris or a suggestion of iris alongside some slightly more old school kind of masculine fragrance notes that would remind you of 80s fragrances, and very, very interesting, complicated kind of smell. Kind of, yeah, not really just a cologne like an eau de cologne type fragrance, but a real interesting, I would say masculine, fresh fragrance. And I'm going to come back in a few minutes and give a few end thoughts on my first impressions. Okay, so I've let this one settle down on my skin a little bit, and still got some on each hand here. So again, ending my first impressions on this one here. So there's actually a bit more sweetness than was apparent at first. I think benzoin is one of the notes listed there. There's a sweeter undertone than the very green and bright opening would suggest at first. So it's not an out-and-out old school kind of dry green mossy fougere through and through. Perhaps this suggestion of iris and the sweetness gives it a little bit more of a modern niche feel, but a really nice all-round overall kind of leaning fresh, leaning towards something you might most want to wear in the springtime, that kind of season, and a very masculine smell to me, which does have things which are evocative of classic male fragrances, perhaps of the 70s and 80s a little bit, but definitely not just like that. It's got this modern niche feel as well that you would expect from Fortin Manley. So on the fresher side of things by their standards, because most of their stuff is more deep and dark and gourmandish, this one not so much, but it does have that really nice sweetness underlying the green fresh opening. So very pleasant, high quality smelling fragrance. This is just my first impressions. I will do a full review video on this one, but I just wanted to get a first impression out there. As you can see, the packaging really nice with that bit, and this rather simple but kind of charming little bottle there. So let me know if you've tried this one or if you're interested in it and what you thought about this video. We'll see you in the next video. Remember, if you do want to see one extra Mr. Smelly video a week, join up to my private members club by following the link in the description below. And remember also, whatever you're doing in life, let's project. See you next time. Bye bye.